The old guy that tries to get after usually end up on muscle car fails compilation video. There is a GT500 video that I think about every fucking day. GT500 crashes into truck. Red GT500. Beautiful car. And I think about this video 10 times a day. I go, this is the typical Shelby owner. The car is beautiful, it's red, it's shined up, and then he goes to a meet and he gets brave and people be like, hey man, get on it, man. He's like, honey, watch this. Yeah, badass. Oh, right there, you should have let off. You let off, and the thing goes straight. Clutch in. No more power is being put to the rear wheels. Nope. Pedals it, probably grabs another gear, thought he was going to ride out into the sunset like an asshole. Nice wheels, son. Good job. Look at what tires are on them shits. I don't know. I got the Goodyear Eagle one, whatever the fucks. I can't believe this thing just spun like that. It got so much torque, it just went sideways, honey. I don't know what happened. I know exactly what happened. You hit first, and when you went to reach for second, you ran out of talent. Paddle shift, moving, non-driving, flat, Anthony. John Lucas says, back when we used to rent our dyno, I always enjoyed seeing the old 4-bolt main carb crowd being so disappointed when they saw what their car actually made at the time. Quick story. The last weekend I worked for a VMP, they had contracted to dyno cars out of all places, Pep Boys locations. So Pep Boys for a little while was promoting their speed shop. Remember that? The speed shop where you get an autometer gauge. You get that same gray autometer monster tack and then like the oil pressure and vacuum gauge. Let me get a vacuum gauge. 20 inches. I don't get that. Why is it going to the left? I don't think that gauge is right. It's going to the left. So that was my job. I had to go set up the VMP dyno and put it on there. And guess who shows up at 8 in the morning to a Pep Boys? Really old people with their Chevelle, Camaro, Malibu, what have you. Fairlane, right? And I'm like, you hear the car come up. He goes, can I get a dyno? No, yeah, it's free. It's free dyno pulls for 4 hours, right? So the guy goes, I want to do a dyno pull. Now, what I love is half of these cars, you can't lock them into gear, right? If you're in second gear and you lean into it, it's going to downshift. So the pull lasts so long because you want to get past the point of it downshifting, so then you can floor it. So it just looks like a long dyno sheet, but at the end of the day, the peak number is the same. So I remember this Camaro was like a 78 Camaro, which what's that, a third gen or second gen? 78 Camaro, is that a second gen or third gen? I think it's a second gen. So long nose piece of shit. I go, what's done to it? He goes, 454 with a 7-peak pumper. I go, whoa, you said that with some fervor. What gas is in it? Dude, it smelled like a lawnmower. You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, this is 87 octane. This thing it's going to pump marbles through the bitch. So I'm like, what do you think it makes? He goes, well, the crate motor says it's 400 horsepower. A 454? 400 horsepower? I'm like, this guy's going to see 230 and cry. Okay, well, what trans is in it? Turbo 350 with a shift kit. Oh. Say less. Strap it on the dyno. Nice car. Longest door I've ever fucking opened. So I get in it. And converter's like, it's B&M slapper. And I'm just like, all right, we'll see what happens with this fucking thing. And then I'm like, hey, so the pull's going to be long because, your TV cable is going to make it kick down. He goes, yeah. The amount of smoke and the amount of smoke and marbles, like they were like midgets playing marbles in each cylinder. And I'm just like, uh-oh, this is not going to be a good pull. And it took forever. And the smoke was astronomical, black, like the carburetor wasn't tuned probably had auto light plugs, gapped at 78 thousandths. It was some shit, right? So then I'm just like, I'm like, this is not even making 200 horse. Ain't no way. 189. It sounds cool. Everyone's like, yeah, whoa. And I hit print. I get out of the car. I already saw the screen. It's at 189. So I'm like, here you go, sir. He's like, what do you do with his glasses? You know how old guys do? He went like, he looked at the sheet. He went like this. He went. He looked down through the glasses like this. You're like half on the nose, right? Like 189, and after 4,500 RPMs, it just dove off a cliff. Just dove off a cliff, like the guy that had AIDS in the Olympics. Just dove off this shit, right? So I'm like, yeah, you probably need plugs. You have a very loose converter that's probably not coupling. Who knows what trans temps are? I have no idea what timing you have on the car. He's like, well, can you tune it up? I go, tune it up? No, these are just dyno pulls, sir. You want me to start turning distributors left and right? You want me to start rejetting carburetors? You want me to start? No, sir. You want me to start taking spark plugs out? This is not that. This is a free dyno. You have 189 horsepower, right? Cool. But then a Hellcat guy come up. A white guy. So I said, what's done with it? He goes, stock. What do you think it's going to make? I said, 630 real horsepower. He's like, if it makes 630 real horsepower, I will buy you a coffee and donuts. I go, get ready. It's going to make 630 rear. He understood. He was playing Fleetwood Mac. I turn the car on. It's like Fleetwood. I'm like, all right. Back it up. Strap it down. There's a dyno mode situation, some shit you got to push, or I think it just shuts off traction control and you just go fast. What? 630. Everybody was like, whoa! Like everyone at the same time, oh! That's right. A modern, beautiful Hellcat that did not smell like weed was absolutely ripping and I said, what fuel's in it? He goes, I got race gas in it. I'm like, I love you. You're good people. Red key shit. Love people like that. So it was one of the best things I ever saw when the crate engine crowd literally think, slap it on, it's going to make the power. And in their mind, it's always going to make that power. And then you show them a 189 wheel, and then they're like, holy shit, I got to do a lot of work. Yes. The Hellcat owner was like, I know what this makes. 7 something, high 7s. And with drivetrain loss and parasitic loss, probably make 6 something. I'll say 630. Got me a medium, cream of sugar, and a glazed donut, bro. It's all good.